Welcome back to another live trading session here, traders. We are looking at another trading opportunity here in this market. After the previous session, I'm starting another trading session with all of you traders, and I hope that you had an enjoyable trading day. Beginning our next session, I'm a little late here, but I believe you guys already here. So let's begin the second trading day here for another significant trading opportunity. Thank you very much. Welcome. Let's begin this trading session here in the market. Now, if you guys are trading with me every single day, make sure that you like and also subscribe to the channel for our next session. This is our London, after the London session, this is our NY live session here. And in this session, we would like to look at some of the entry opportunities. We had our previous session that did not work out. Now this session I'm looking at here for entry. However, the previous session was closed in the nearly to the middle, so it was around the entry area, not in fully SL or at break even, so in the middle. Now this session we want to look at the similar kind of price action, similar kind of movement in the market here. So let's look at, first of all, the bigger picture to see that overall direction in the market, and then we will be looking at also the lower time frame to see where the market is heading. Now if you look at that, this is the daily market structure on gold. Now when the market is coming to the daily low, and we are looking at here to see either the price is reversing back below to the daily low, or we will see that the market is again bouncing off that level. Let me know where is your analysis, and also I'm sharing my analysis, and then we can look at entry. So here is that we see there is an entire breakup structure. Now because there is a breakup structure here, I'm looking at for a possible sell entry here in this market. So let's see where the market structure and also the price action is moving here at the moment. So if you look at the 4 hour, then you can see there is quite a few long wick candlestick pattern here along this zone, with this long wick price action with few dodges here. The market structure might create here what I think that potential stronger liquidity grab. The bigger picture here that you can see from the daily, this is still in a longer term uptrend, but we can see that there is a stronger rejection of this higher price. From the weekly as well, we can see that the market is showing the similar kind of price action here that we can see along this area. So with if you look at that back-to-back two dodges here, there's one doji here, there's one doji here, back-to-back two dodges, and the market structure maintaining this movement here in that area with those doji formation on XAUUSD. And because there is, if you look at, there is a bearish drop here in this uptrend, we will see that either this market is eventually coming lower here, eventually coming back below to that support, or we could see the market structure here to reverse back again towards the upside, and this is what we are looking at here in this market. And I'm looking at for a possible best trade setup after the candle close, though we see that there is a breakup structure. Now this breakup structure can bring that market well below this support, or it can bounce off that level here to see where the market is heading. Now we see that there is this is the 15 minutes price action with a one large red candle has entirely broken that support. Now this market structure where the price is off that can trigger this downward liquidity here, and that can create a potential bearish move in this area, or we could see that bounce off this level. Let's wait to see where the market is potentially be bouncing off this level here in this zone. So I'm looking at here for a full breakdown, full multiple time frame analysis before we look at that trade setup. So from the so far here we can see there is an entire break below of this level, which is one single break from here that you can see, and with this one single break of this from here shows that the market trend may maintain its downward bias back below to this support area here in this zone, that you could see the market to trend back in the major direction of this flow here to see where the market is heading. So with you look at that, there is a series of lower high here, and with this series of lower high, that has quite a few series of lower high along this zone, that shows the market trend here maintaining this downward pressure with a series of lower high. They're looking forward to see the market to retest and then to return again back in this support level here to create a potentially new lower low here in this area. So that shows that the market trend here maintaining a downtrending movement. And however, as the market has broken this support here, that could trigger an upside liquidity in this zone. So you can see that here the market is approaching towards that upside liquidity along this zone here, as the market is, if you look at, there is a also double top and a break below. Now off this support the market can start to bounce back again, or you could see the market to trend back below here. Okay, so this is what here I'm looking at in this market. Now this is the technical. We will be also looking at current sentiment as well as the geopolitical sentiment here, where the market is heading. Good evening, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm here, thank you. Good afternoon, coach. Hope you are great trading session. Yes, we have a great session. Thank you for joining. I'm Victor from Nigeria. For over the years, I have never been profitable. I want to get back to trading with your guidance. Okay, thank you very much for your feedback and willingness to really be together in this trading community. Is very important that being profitable is a little bit of hard work. It's where we all are together trading so that we can maintain the highest possible outcome from our trading. And that's what I am with all the members here in the academy. Good afternoon from Ethiopia. Thank you very much. So that said, here if you look at that this breakout here, that what we can see, the market shows a possible further downward move in this area, and I think that this trend may continue further low, and that can trigger that price action to drop down to this high liquidity zone. This is what I'm waiting for, possible entire break below, and I think there isn't any high impact news here. So therefore, if we see that there is a stronger confluence, I think the market might drop to this, which we could see high probability to drop to this support area. So that's where we can look for possible sell entry for this movement though the overall trend is bullish, we can see the market trend remaining in this major direction of this flow, major direction of this trend. And that's what I am looking at here for the market structure to give me a possible entry opportunity here in this market. Okay, so you see that there is quite a few strong liquidity sweep along this zone, which is the 15 minutes price action, showing up that the market trend may here revert back in this direction of the flow. Can you guys hear that? Thank you. Okay, so that said, if you look at that overall market trend, that here along this zone shows the market trend possibly to return again back in this support area, and that's a very important support level that you can see that is showing up the market trend here to remain in this major direction of the flow. And flow is very important. If you look at that, when you are looking at the flow, which shows that there is a higher possibility to enter in the trend. Okay, and that's the key points here, to look at the trend here. Now, so if you look at, you see that this is a lower time frame market structure here, and that's a very important trend confluence. And also there is a large fair value gap. This might feel very quickly here. Okay, the fair value gap might be feeling instantly in this market, in this direction of this trend here. All right, so let's look at here where we can see the market, and I'm looking forward to enter as soon as we can find suitable price action confluence here for this move in this market. Okay, so you can see that there is a candle close coming on the lower time frame, which might trigger further liquidity in this area. Okay, so we are seeing some deeper movement that's coming up here along this area, and that deeper drop here that can trigger that downward pressure, and that can move the market back below. Let's see that. And I'm really excited to enter if we see confluence in this live session, though I have some my trade running in, and here I'm looking at for the live entry. So before we look at further confluence, let's also look at that overall where overall geopolitical sentiment is heading. So if you look at that senior Iranian official to Reuters, Iran has decided to shift its policy from defensive to a fully offensive one. Okay, so this is current volatility. Now you can see there is some kind of, I think that outcome here that saying senior Iranian official to Reuters, Iran has decided to shift its policy from defensive to fully offensive one. I'm not sure really what it means, but let's say the next a couple of news currently moving the market, and also we'll be looking at how the oil price is also influencing with this, also the gold price. Al Arabiya sources reports indicates agreement to extend the 60-day period. Okay, 60-day period between Iran and the US. So I think there is a this is what we see from this source, saying that there is an extension of the ceasefire, maybe 60 days. Okay, so Iranian, so these are the two volatility news at the moment. I think this one we looked at in our previous session. Trump says there is back channel with IRGC official on Iran, say he is in no hurry. Fox News. Okay, so what else we can Trump? The number one goal is and always will be that Iran cannot have in any way, shape, or form a nuclear weapon. Thank you for your attention. So I think there was a truth social post. Let's see that. And then we will be looking at why we see there is a significant move in the market in terms of the current geopolitical sentiment. So the number one goal is and always will be that Iran cannot have in any way, shape, or form a nuclear weapon. Thank you for your attention. Okay. And so that said, if you look at that, all right. So what we can see here in this area, interest rate dilemma for central bank as okay, we looked at that. So at the moment, what we are seeing here in terms of the sentiment development, in terms of the current geopolitical sentiment, we can see that I think there is a significant happening on the oil price. And how does the dollar index is moving here along this zone with that is that dollar index, if you look at, had a previously downside, and now we see that there is a pullback. But one thing interestingly is that this session we see the dollar index and gold is almost moving in the same direction. I think that's a deeper liquidity gap, and that might create a potentially new trading opportunity here in this area. So you can see that here the market is maintaining that that new trading opportunity here on this. So that said, if you look at that overall, that the market trend remaining in this area to be significantly we see there is a break below, and with that breaking below here, that the price action to revert back again in this potentially in the flow of this market. So that said, if you look at that overall, the market trend is on that movement. All right, so if we see the price is bouncing off that level, we might see that it is going to start a new uptrend, or we could see the market is coming here to this deeper support level. Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Okay, right, so you can see the market here of this creating an upside bias that shows the market structure to maintain its momentum, and here is the If you look at the support, which is the support here, and there is a resistance. Now of this we could see the market to have a reversal back to the upside, or we might see rejection again below in this area. Now we can see that after this breakout structure, the market now slowly pushing here back. Hello sir, thank you for making the time to open up a live. You are always welcome. This is what I do every single day. Almost, if you guys looked at years after years. So thanks for joining here as well. Let's take it to the next level. And this is what I'm looking at here. There was no structure, not sure how this is breakout. there is a structure, let me tell you. So if you look at, this is a 1 hour structure, right? If you look at that, let me create the structure. So up to here and then break below. If you look at that here, okay, let's look at now from here. If you count, you can see that series of high and low. Here is the breakup structure. So this drop is first time the market has broken off that swing low. There isn't any specific, always, it's not a maths, like this is what you need to understand. It's not a maths, right? If you go look at the maths, okay, 1 plus 1 is always 2, right? There is no variation to it. But this is kind of literature, right? So you can write it in many ways. So it's like a literature rather than the maths. Okay. Just sideways market. It still looks like we are going to go lower. It has pause. Yeah, there might be lower. I think it might now potentially dropping back to 4367 can happen. Okay, the market can drop to 4367. All right, we should make a lower low. Now you see that this is 1 hour close coming. All right, and the next one also there is a 50 minutes close coming. The market is bouncing off a very critical level, bearish engulfer at day time frame. And also there is daily support. We need to consider all of that. This is the daily support that the market is bouncing off that, where there is a daily open. Okay, daily open. And of this daily open, the market had reacted back to the upside. Okay, now that said, with this support level, the market to remain here in that direction. So with this break, now we can see the market approaching another key level. From here that I'm looking for a possible entry, if we see that confluence for another wave of break below, we might see that rejection. Thank you. Should make a lower low below 4300. Okay, let's bearish engulf a day time frame. Okay, what is the bias today? Okay, we'll see that here. And if you look at that, the market trend here is this is a sharply, in this area there is a significant drop that if you look at from here, and that can continue to lower down for another wave of move. See that how far it goes. And I think the market might be here. What I think that of this can create that downward pressure back in this area. So you see that there is a liquidity sweep here and shows there might be now a possible trend. I'm preparing for a possible entry with the confluence. And do you think we can reach 4350? 4350. Um, can come. We could see that 4367, which is the recent support that I'm looking to see the market to have this reaction back in this area. 4367 can be an important support level if you look at that here. And if 4367 is an important support, we might see the market to have that trend further lower, can create that downward pressure here back in this area. So this is a large head and shoulder now that you can see along this area. And I will be happy to look for an entry as soon as we can see the confluence in this zone. And Okay, 4350. Yes, you can see here in this area. So we see there is a long week candle here has closed, and the price now trying to break out of this recent level of resistance. And you can see that off this level they're expecting the market to reverse back below to this support here. Now in this zone here, the market a little complicated. We could see that the price action of this to have that return down below to this support area, but here back to back two dojis. Now this doji might try to trigger that upside liquidity and then to have that turn down below, which is very important to look at. And I'm really looking to sell for short time here. Okay, so around 100 pip, I will be happy to take 100 pip for possible downside movement. Now you can see that here with this lower time frame price action, back to back 2 5 minutes candle. What I'm waiting here for, possibly that creating another long week or liquidity grab can give us selling pressure. This is my plan here until the next 5 minutes, that we will be waiting for the market to potentially give us that entry opportunity here in this area. Now if we can take this move, we are looking at for the price action to drop down to this support and then to create a new lower low in this area. We'll see that where it is heading, which is very important to look at that overall market direction. So off this level, that you can see the market has moved out here of this, and that can create a potential upturn. Okay, so this breakout again is what we are looking for, possible a down move in this area. Okay, so with candle close, it's now having an upside momentum that you can see along this area. okay, of this price action to reverse again of this level, and now this move that you can see along the zone creating a possible return of this level. Okay, we can see some rejection, and I'm looking forward to see for an entry opportunity. 15 minutes candle close, and okay, so I'm just checking the possible potential trading opportunity, still not entering here, to see if we can enter from this zone. And there is, if we look at that, keeping this level as a stop loss around 80p, there's a fair value gap. I'm not saying the market will not go for retest, but there's a higher possibility the market to drop to this low, which will be 2 to 1. And this is a I'm entering now of this. So the stop loss here I'm looking at, which was set a little late, but 4394.02 with a full risk management. And TP target is already broken back below. Late entry. TP target 4368.83. So here is looking to see a possible entry of this. So it's a sell entry that I'm looking at. $4394.02, and TP target will be setting here at 4368.83. Okay, so with doji, if we see that this 30 minutes doji closing as a narrow candlestick pattern, looking forward to see the market to have that downward pressure here. I'll be back in just a matter of a minute. Traders, hope that you are enjoying. So at this level, we can see there are some reaction of that. And I think that if you look at that, there is a quite a few long week, and if this price action reject, that can trigger back down here to this support level. So the market trend is remaining interesting here. And if the market of this breaks lower, they're looking forward to see to break this support. And if the market successfully break below here, around 80 pip down, crossing that level, we can take the partial and can run for the full. Once we see the market has shown a complete rejection of this price action. So not moving currently in any direction, just moving in a sideway. But I think that if you look at the 30 minutes close coming, which is a full candle close, and closing 30 minutes can give significant understanding of which direction the market is eventually heading. So if this candle close as a doji, that expecting it to have another new lower low here. If we see that the market does that, okay, so we can see some pressure here formed, and This might be a deeper liquidity grab here. And it looks to me that there might be now rejection. A surprising move. Okay, so back to lower time frame doji has formed along this area, and that is showing up that reverse almost back below to the support, waiting for 4386 break below short. Yeah, so 4386 below, we are almost nearly at that level. We are short on that, so we are on a sell trade. It's got rejected again. So the price has almost reached that fair value cap, and with this fair value cap, this is where the market is eventually heading here back. So the market reached to the fair value cap, and you see the price action is really um, completely unpredictable at the moment. It's going up, coming down. Usually before a bigger move the market does this, so you can see that here it's now pushing towards our entry. This might remain again upside. Let's see that how this 5 minutes close and how the market react to that level. Okay, with this 15 minutes close, if we see that this is a long week, I'll not be surprised to see the market again started to drop down back in the direction of the major trend here. And patience is key, right? Yes, absolutely, exactly to the point. Patience is key. That's what trading teaches us. Okay, to be patient in any situation. With the winning trade, with the losing trade, with no trades. That's what many times I have in the past. If I was patient, I could do much better than when I was not patient. Okay, and that's the secret of successful trading. So the market crossed our entry, and again we can see the price has trying to react back again to the upside here. Oh, that's really interesting. Bearish engulfer being formed. Okay, creating some bearish pressure here shows up. Okay, let's come to the profit area. um yeah, so we are on a short trade. The market is at our entry now. Here is has got few stronger rejection that shows the market trend to maintain its downtrend here, and you could see the price action to break below to the support here in this area. We would look to see where it is heading, and based on that we can look at entry opportunity here in this market. There is a if you look at that, quite a few long week movement that you can see here. It's a very interesting market structure being formed along this. um, might need to take it as a stop loss, but let's see. Okay, so you got the stop loss here. It bounced off this very tight stop loss anyway. 82 pip we are minus. So that shows that it was a false breakout and bounced off that level again. On the, if you look at the 4 hour, shows that uptrend continuation, and so ultimately it creates a completely upward directional bias. And So now we can see it just started to bounce off this level here, and just now I will wait. There was a complete false breakout of this support, and of this false breakout the market has started a new trend. So this is the 4-hour price action, tested the 10 EMA, 20 EMA, reversed back again. So therefore now it started a completely established uptrending market structure here along this zone. Now with this uptrend, because it's on an uptrend here, that now it's an established uptrend, so you only look for now only buying here in this area. Okay, so you're looking at only for buying. So with this is a one single move that you can see along this area. That's a complete breakout. I'm happy to look for entry on a pullback after this massive breakout. And this break below here was, if you look at that from here, it's a complete false breakout. This is what I was talking about, that initial breakout structure. So you were waiting for further lower, but we see the market has rejected off this level. This is 30 minutes candle, also 1 hour candle closing in few minutes. It's also the 4-hour close. So that candle close can if you look at, this is one bullish engulfer, back to back 2 dodges, another bullish engulfer, can push the market back above, which is also the daily resistance level. However, it can also trigger that this side liquidity, but I think the higher possibility here now for the market to maintain its uptrending bias. So if that's moving to the upside with this uptrending bias, we are looking for this one to cross 4416 level. Sorry, yeah. It's a huge liquidity grab. Okay, so we see that it's a complete breakout from here, and four-hour closed. There is a breakout. Now we might see that for here for a deeper pullback, and so the resistance here, which is turning support, Now, with very large 15 minutes bullish engulfer showing up, that the market trend here remaining upside, and here is the previous key level, and as the intraday price confirmed to be significantly bullish, here I'm looking for now possible entry for this movement back to the upside. And if you look at the 30 minutes, this is a very large bullish engulfer. Now daily chart shows then upside, so I will be looking at a trade setup now based on this 4 hour for potentially holding for a bit of longer time, even when I'm not on this live session, as there has been significant breakup structure that you can see here. The market managed to break to the upside in this area, so the trade will be fully risk managed, of course, smaller risk regardless of pip. And if you look at that, there is an complete an uptrend. Here's the previous support level here at this zone, and I will be targeting here this trade at for comparatively larger profit target, but we will be setting 2 TP. Even when I'm not on live, this trade will keep running, so definitely risk management is the key. So traders, just letting you know that I will keep I'm also sharing the same trade in the group. This trade will keep running even when I am not on this live session. It's decided to shift its policy from defensive to fully offensive one. Okay, we'll be looking at how the sentiment is going. Now at the moment, here is my trade setup. If you look at, which is 234 pip stop loss, usually a little higher than how much we take. The reason is the trend is up, so I would like to take this upside bias here in this trade. So I'll put here so here a stop loss at 4383.89, and I will be setting up TP target here at 4527.42. And I'm going to take 2% risk on. I'm just letting you guys how much risk I'm taking. And stop loss here. $4383.89 is my stop loss, and take profit target at 4527.42 is my take profit target here. I'm sharing the same trade in the group as well. So I open buy trade here. Okay. Senior Iranian official, Iran has decided to shift its policy from defensive to fully offensive one. So that no, I think there is expiry of the previous MOU, and that categorized as red folder, and I think that was one of the reasons we saw there was a stronger volatility. Maybe it's my personal opinion, but I think that because it's from my experience what I know that when there is a stronger volatility, breaking news brings more volatility in the market. So if you look at EWTI, also has picked up in the movement. So now with this stronger breakout that you can see along this zone, which is eventually creating another potential directional move. So with a breakup structure, breakout to the upside, and now with this breakout the price action might be here going to trend back to the upside. And that's what you can see, that this is a if the market trend here, it's a newly developed uptrend, and I'm looking forward to see potentially larger move in this area here. So if you look at as the lower time frame trend is upside here, which is a bullish engulfer from the lower time frame, from the 1 hour that you can see. From the 4 hour has shown a large bullish engulfer that you can see here at this level. So that said, as which is in all time frame, the market trend is upside here, and I'm looking at therefore an upside momentum to create a possibly new higher high in this area. So you can see there is a narrow consolidation here and at this level. So that narrow consolidation is basically shows that possible pullback here. You can see there is a bounce and the market turn here back below. So the 15 minutes first 15 minutes candle is closing with possibly with also a long wick. So this 15 minutes candle would like to see that closing here as a comparatively smaller than the green candle, which is a sign of further escalation to the upside, price escalation, guys, the market, okay, which is very important to look at here. So that said, as the market is in that upturn, we bought again, patience, as I mentioned. I've taken just little higher risk, the previous one not much bigger, so for this move, and that's where I'm at now. And in the meantime, the premium group link is open now. Each trade that I'm opening also I'm sharing in the group. So if you haven't been on the premium group, you can straight away join now. You can find all the links below this video in the description. Also, I'm sharing with you the link here for the premium group, and also you can directly via the website for your member panel. I have directly shared with you the Telegram link. You can directly join here for the regular trade setup that I'm sharing in the group, where you can access every updates that I'm sharing, as well as the trade ideas, including also currency pairs trade that I'm sharing in the group. Okay, so thank you for asking. I have given directly the premium group link. So this is a premium group link, and also you can visit the website. So visit the website. Also, you can find link below this video. Once you're on the website, just click join now button, and you can join and access every details that you can find. And here, once you join, also you can access your membership panel, which is the lifetime access to the academy, to become a part of the trading community, to get access to mentorship, trade ideas, where you can experience the best trade setup that I'm sharing every day. So best trade setup doesn't mean that you can expect all winner, but full of education, right? This is what you need mostly as a trader, because our goal is not to give you a trade that you can win only, but to give you the education that you can trade yourself for the rest of your life, because everyone wants to become an independent trader, right? And I believe that you also want to become an independent trader. To become an independent trader, because everything can take from you. If you take a signal trade or a trade that I'm opening, someone can take it from you. But if you learn to trade, have the education yourself, no one can take from you, right? So that's the best game. And that's why I always focus on learning and growing as a trader. Already. So you can see that start to break out here and you're getting some profit running. Let's take this one potentially big. We have a bigger profit target, but as much as we can. Now I have set this one for almost over 1000 p, but let's see that how far we can go with this one. Thank you. We'll be back just a moment, guys. All right, so you can see some move along this area, which is showing significant move back to the upside for another wave of move along this zone. And I'm running in here at the moment 141 pip. So if you look at the previous one comparison, this one is moves faster, and you can see a stronger move along this area. Thank you. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so. Press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. So I'm holding on to that, and we'll be holding on to the market might move significantly here. It's going to be a comparatively bigger move. So gold has really have a massive liquidity sweep at this level here from the support, and can trigger this move back to the upside here. And I'm really looking forward to see that the market is here maintaining its momentum back to the upside, and I'm holding on to that. So I believe you guys here enjoying this session and enjoying this trade. So this is a very large trade that I have expected to run, and what my plan here is that going to 4448. So once the market cross 4448 here, around 400 pip, we'll be taking small partial profit and moving the stop loss at entry, and we'll run the full TP to this level. Now this is my plan. You guys can keep running or for the full, or you can take full here depending on how you want to manage any based on your experience. So this is the first day of trading week, right? We are coming again another trading week tomorrow, another trading session tomorrow coming up, and I would like to trade tomorrow as well with the same system that we have traded today. If you looked at, tomorrow is our second trading day. I'm coming on live twice in London as well as NY session here. That said, I believe you enjoyed this session. I don't take a very long session, but very effective session, and I believe many of you have got understood that how we trade. If you haven't got understood, no problem. Make sure you follow along almost each sessions so you're not missing those sessions that I'm using here. Thank you very much for joining here. Let me know if you have any question regarding this trade. So just letting you know, we are running in profit. Now, as I'm leaving the live session, if you think that you won't be able to manage the trade accordingly, you can take the full profit now and wait for tomorrow for another trade, or later today if you are in the premium group. If you're in the premium group, you can access many of my trade setup. So don't miss out to join that premium group, so you are not missing any of the trade setup that I am using every day. Thank you very much. We'll see you again very soon, trading live. Until that, stay well, stay happy.